Check.
There we go.
Ladies and gents, we are back. We are in the building. I know.
Wow.
I know, ladies and gents. I know. 1 minute we're here, next minute we're not. But like I said, we are here for you.
People like, where have you guys been? Hush. We're back.
Give them a round of applause. All right. Once again, you are definitely being entertained by the one and only Stacy Mack to my left and myself, DJ Patrick, right here. We are Talk the Business each and every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do it just like this for you and yours and yours and you. Ladies and gents, thank you so much for joining us. Big up everybody in the chat room. Like to say thank you so much. Big up JAIRiE Radio for this beautiful studio that we're in on a weekly basis. Stacy Mack is cold. She's freezing. She's freezing.
I am never cold. Never cold, people. Oh, you mean a girl like me for cold? Never that. What's up, my people? So glad to be back in the studio here on Talk the Business. And we promise we're going to bring you a good show today. We got a lot to catch up on. As always, you know we got some housekeeping to do before. First, the numbers are down there. You know how this works.
Yeah.
718-785-5760, 718-785-5760. Or WhatsApp, you can call from anywhere in the world, 347-688-3106. Those numbers are pinned at the bottom of the page. If you want to request a video, you want to join us via video, then by all means. If you want to call in, but your input is pivotal to this show. DJ Patrick, tell the people what I need to do now.
Well, before I tell them what they need to do, let me see myself. Warm. They only hear the voice, but they don't see me. Yo, I don't get it. All right, so ladies and gents, to the lower. You know what? Damn it, I'm gonna say it. The bottom right. The bottom right, you see that airplane, that little airplane right there in the bottom right? Yeah, I know. Don't worry about it. My bad. Yeah. The bottom right, that little airplane right there. Just tap on it and share it with your friends. And let everybody know that we are back live right here. Talk the Business. Mark Blaze is on the check-in. Good evening, Mark Blaze. I see you, sir. Good evening, sir. Big up everybody on the check-in again. Once again, like I said, this is what we do each and every Wednesday, 8 p.m. sharp. Me, myself, that is me, DJ Patrick, and the beautiful Stacy Mack to my left.
So guys, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I am sharing is caring. Because tonight, we got a conversation that some Jamaican might not like, some people may not care, may think that I know nothing still, but I'm gonna point out certain things about this conversation that we're having, and we're gonna have a special guest in here tonight. Hold on, I gotta share. Did I share? I think I shared. I don't know if I shared, but you guys need to share. Of course, Patrick think him special because him just got Jamaica and come back. Chat up the whole of the man business. So I've got a question. Before we even talk the business, people.
Hold on, before you start with your question.
Yeah. Yeah.
How was your Easter? Let's talk about that.
Oh, my Easter was nice. Listen, people think me can't mash and say no. But I cooked for my whole family. I'm the one who cook every holiday. All the time. Everybody just come and drop
Ladies and
off.
gents, let's give her a round of applause.
I
for that.
always cook.
Let's give her a round of applause
Yes.
for that. Oh my goodness. Stacy
Yes.
cooked.
I always cook. I'm always. Anybody who really know me know that I am a cook. I cook anything.
Okay.
So it was very non-traditional though.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't cook I cook a little bit of fish. I cook some snapper. But me cook stew peas and rice with pig's tail. Yes, me eat pork willingly.
Can you add me on too, please?
Add DJ Patrick onto this.
Yeah, please.
Okay, if I can find you, DJ Patrick, I'll look for you. And I cook curry crab. I made what else? I cook again. I cook for the American them. I cook ziti. I baked macaroni. What else I cook? I get up in the morning. I cook ackee and saltfish and dumpling, callaloo, banana and them things there for everybody. Yeah, listen. Hey, listen. I'm not a, what you call it? I'm not.
Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, she didn't cook for me. Tone, did she cook for you?
No. You know what? Tony was here. You were in Jamaica, so me not have nothing to say to you. But that's why. Here's my question. I'm still sharing, people. I'm still sharing. Here's my question. Red Rap, big up. Rashawn, let me say me have some manners. Good evening. Faye Grant, good evening. Dwayne Morris, yeah, my God, join we little later in about 5 minutes. Sharp like razor, good night. Gemini Dan, good night. No Nuts, good night. Senna Boss, wagwan. A James, what's gone? Big Alex, good evening. Walker, what's up? Carlos Rumbar, what's up? Spliff PF up. Spliff Paper, happy poster 420. Mac Financial, good evening. Father Herman, big up. Scully, good evening. Sauce Queen K, good evening. Mr. Bison, good evening. And everybody, do I cook for Thanksgiving? Me not tell you, Red Rat, you're not listening to me? I cook for every single holiday. It's always my house, and I'm always the one cooking. I'll cook for everybody. So Thanksgiving no matter. Christmas, Easter, it don't matter. I am the one that does all the cooking all the time. So yes, them take liberty on me. But here's my question. Who goes to Jamaica and stays on the resort? That's my question. Do you go to Jamaica and stay on the resort, or do you go to Jamaica and you walk out road? Or do you go to Jamaica, stay on the resort and do the resort things, or do you go to Jamaica and touch road and
Stacey,
outer road?
what are you trying to say, Stacey? What are you trying to say?
I asked a question. I didn't say anything. I just asked a question.
That question sounded that indirect question sounds like
I said nothing. You see people. You see when you volunteer information and you implicate yourself, is a sad moment, Cause me never said nothing to him, Me never said nothing to him. All I simply said was, who goes to Jamaica and goes to the resort and stays on the resort? Johnny's cheesecake. The bomb cheesecake, by the way, guys. I think you guys have a guava cheesecake. First of all, we need to talk because me and Cheesecake are good friends, as you can see. Me and Cheesecake are good best friend. Carol boy, good evening. But that's a serious question I'm asking. When you go to Jamaica, do you go outer road, or do you do only the things? Because I find that there are some people I know that go and they don't want to, or they don't want to for several reasons, don't want to leave the resort. For me, I like to stay in the hotel because me can't go nobody yard and crook lizard in our roof and all kind of thing. We will have heart attack and dead. So I've got to go to a resort. I don't want a ground floor either. Although there are 1 or 2 resorts that I like the ground floor because it open right out to the beach. Other than that, yes, hotel settings, only to sleep for a very few hours. At 6, 7 o'clock come, cut and gone. And come back like 2, 3 in the morning. The bed is strictly for getting a little bit of sleep, shower, bed, out again. I don't want no Jamaica hotel food, none. Sean Francis, good evening. Mr. Morris, good evening. No hotel food. No hotel food. Let me say it again. No hotel food.
I'm not going to even say anything.
Zinc Pana Road.
I'm not even going to say anything.
Pan chicken. roast saltfish and yam and breadfruit a road.
Listen.
Rastaman if you cook up my things.
Listen.
Catch bonita out
Listen.
on the beach and fry it up right there. So I don't want no
listen.
hotel food.
Listen.
We don't eat ackee quiche. We eat ackee and saltfish. We don't want that.
God, oh my goodness.
We don't want a breadfruit pancake to come pick it off of the tree and roast it. We don't want none of that.
All right. So
Why you say boo?
because you mentioned different types of food that's not a traditional Jamaican.
What did I mention that's not traditional
No.
Jamaican?
You said you don't eat ackee and what?
I don't eat ackee quiche.
Oh,
I want
ackee
ackee and
quiche.
saltfish.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't want
So
no
you're
ackee
saying-
quiche.
so you're
What
telling
is
me-
that? I
so
don't
you-
want no
so
foreign, no.
So you're telling
hotel
me
things.
you're telling me in a resort that's what they serve?
It is a twist to certain of it. It's not as authentic to me.
All right.
I
so
don't want
hold
the
on,
hotel
hold on,
staff
hold on,
making
Stacey.
my food.
Hold on. Break this down. Break this down for a person that don't go to resorts. How do you know they serve those things?
Well, I mean, I see the menu and thing. I sleep in the
How you see
hotels.
the me-
I said I sleep in the hotel. But first of all, I couldn't me at all, but you know me on road. You could never be testing me. You could never be testing me.
I'm going to test you out right now. This is what I learned. I want to know if you can do it. You know how to do it?
Poppy show people. Don't worry. When me for
Tony.
shake it, when we need for shake it to the max, it shakes to the max. All right. Yeah, man. Welcome everybody. Tonight we're going to have a show. You know we do this thing every week. Talk the business. We haven't been on for about 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks. Let me do a little bit of housekeeping before. Of course, you guys know we are getting ready to step into one of the upcoming big concerts. We've had several big concerts in the New York tri-state area. Warren, big up yourself. And the next one to come up is actually May 3rd, Idonia. And that's going to be a big show. Idonia's 20th anniversary. Let me stop. Before we get to Idonia, we've got a legend, Bobby Channel 1. Original foundation that's celebrating 50 years in the business, right? Bobby Channel 1. And he's having his 50th anniversary in the music. And that is going to be this Saturday.
Okay.
Big things. Don't Beat and Reggae Boys. I'm going to have to get the whole lineup. But a whole heap of people. And I was at VP Records the other day. My vibe with Bobby and Miss Pat. And, you know... he's
Vinyl
like,
Day? On Vinyl Day?
On Vinyl, the record store day, which was amazing. Record store day was amazing. Did I tell you that? King Jammies was there. Sister Nancy was there.
Big up Mark Blaze.
Big sound. King Jammies. King Turbo from Canada. King Addies. Not just King Addies. Big up and enough love to King Addies. But King Addies featuring Danny Dread. Which, did you know Danny Dread was on King Jammies for 3 years? Danny Dread was on King Jammies for 3 years. Mario Chief, big singer. Big up yourself. So that was nice. I should have brought it to show you guys. I got my special blue vinyl Sister Nancy album, Bam Bam, and I got it autographed and all of that. So it was really nice to see that. King Jammies was really nice to see King Jammies bringing up two young artists, Aza Lineage and a youth named Medicine. So it's nice to see the veterans in the business bringing up artists and things like that. I had the pleasure of talking to Jack Scorpio yesterday. He's also bringing up young artists himself. So I'm kind of like to see the foundation. I want to say the old, and I don't know old people. People are not calling me old. the real true legends and veterans in the business bringing in new artists. So that was real nice. But I was saying I was vibing with Bobby Channel One, and they must say, yeah man, Miss Pat, remember when we there with Gussie and they might bring one, when they only have one box I bring, I must say Gussie Clark. You know, like, and he's like, yeah man, that's where I come from all the way. So it's a pleasure to be able to celebrate 50 years with somebody like a Bobby Channel One, because that's a just whoa.
Let's give a round of applause to the big icon.
Absolutely. But you know what happens, and I think this is what happens with a lot of people in Jamaica. Y'all can fight me on this if you want. And our special guest, I'm gonna bring him on, our DOREEN send a video request. I think that, you know how we in New York, we have, somebody signaling something to me? Yeah? We have a way of kind of looking at our friends as just our friends because we're just used to them. So when we sit down at a table, right, and this will be nothing, it will be nothing for me and you, and this is not no boasting thing, I'm talking about how life is. Me and you could be sitting at a table, Bobby Channel One could be sitting there with us, JAIRiE could be sitting there with us, Father Barney, Johnny Osborne, any number of people from with Determined Come and Gone, Nado Come and Gone, Glamour Wayne, any number of legendary names, what we call, could have just come up and you just say, yeah man, walk on babes, and you just, you know, I know nothing. They're just your friends, you grow with them, right? So you don't realize the legends that these people really are until you sit down and say, but wait a minute, yo, them people are people where people idolize, Sammy Dreadlocks and, you know, like real vets who people around the world would pay good money to see, who really, really, really see these people as reggae icons. I think the same thing kind of happens in Jamaica. Like, people see people and don't hold them to the level of mastery that they've reached, or you just don't say. You see Worm, you see a people, a Worm from Bayside the Sea, you know, but you know me, I talk about Worm, where it's like they are just other people to you. Not that you're supposed to be drooling and carrying on over people, but you cease to see their greatness because they're just your friend, or just people you just see, you know, day to day. So I do think that happens in Jamaica, and I'm gonna appeal to us to not do that. While they are your friend, from a professional standpoint, recognize who you are in circus with. Recognize the greatness that people have, and that they contribute to this reggae and dancehall genre that we love so much, and don't kind of like small up anybody thing, because if we don't celebrate them, then, you know, somebody else celebrate them, and then we get vexed when them celebrate them, and then use the formula, then we get vexed, and that's gonna lead up to our conversation today. Today we are going to I'm going to tell him to join the chat. And
if anybody, excuse me, if anybody want to join us, you could definitely give us a call at 718-785-5760. Again, 718-785-5760. And if you're out and abroad, you can definitely call us on a WhatsApp toll-free number, which is 347-688-3106. 347-688-3106.
Yeah, so DOREEN, I see you on there. Join us from Instagram. Just send the video and join us from Instagram, and jump in on the conversation. All right. I want to big up Lady Stone. This is a reggae artist. She just hit me up from she's actually from St. Lucia, but she bad like yours. She bad like yours. All right. There we go. So our first guest is going to join us. And before he joins us, I just want to say a few things. Whole heap of big things happened over the weekend. Lion Melter, big up yourself. While you were away, we went to Capleton and Anthony B. While we were away, that was actually last week, Firefest 2025, Capleton and Anthony B. Of course, Capleton and Anthony B performance was whoa. I mean, as always, them are my artists. You don't know the fireman. Them just there was like no pause in the performance. Solid. One change from Capleton. Solid performance. Anthony B performance was just all that. The man them sing the a cappella. They did everything. It was just great. And I wonder why. We don't have more and more and more culture show. I think we need to start bringing back culture and singing. My personal opinion, but we soon will tackle that in a minute. All right, Dwayne, are you able to join?
So, do you think that culture music is...
There we go. All right.
Hold on, give him a round of applause.
Yeah. Let's give a round of applause. Before we do that, let's give a round of applause now, people. My very special guest today is Mr. Dwayne Carbon, the Dan Man, Morris. Carbon. One Carbon will say. Now, you guys may have seen him on social media in recent times, and he might talk up some things about the business. Kind of like how we taught the business, same kind of thing. I know the internet. I noticed that the thing has been dipping in and out. Like I see it go bright and then low. So people, if you want to get kicked off, you want to just come right back on. All right, because I see the numbers going, they're going. But other than that, this young man, come here, I have to call him young, because he's not old nor cool, has a very vibrant career in reggae and dancehall. By the way, pause 1 minute. Someone just joined my live. His name is Sean, and I go big him up big time. He's also from that award-winning and Oscar Award nominated show, film Sing Sing, and I'm going to have to get him on the show one day. I say it with no shame. You're gonna have to join us, sir, because we are very proud of you. I'm proud of that movie, and we need you to share some of the story and some of the plight that even brought that story about. Enough love and congratulations to you, sir. Anyway, moving right along. So the topic today, before I introduce you properly and let them tell you why you have some credibility and can talk up some things, the topic today, guys, is there's been a brand new genre. Now listen carefully. There's a brand new genre out there. When I say the genre, many of you are going to say, but that no start. It never started. It did it for a long time. But here's the thing. There's a brand new genre called African dancehall. But Stacey Mackey, I idiot, look how long we know African dancehall are going or whatever. Yeah. It's been going on. However, there's a difference between Agwan and Agwan. When something like Apple Music and Spotify says, you're not just Agwan, you are your own genre. You are now recognized as your own entity. African dancehall is now a recognized entity, and me not think you understand what that means. So we're going to talk about what that really means, what it means to us, what it means to the business, and why even the bosses are Jamaican. If you listen and learn and have some takeaways from this. All right, Carbon, welcome and introduce yourself and tell the people them. So give me a little bit of your background, please, sir.
Oh, whoa, my background. Jesus, me I do music long time. Very, very long time. I started out as a musician. People would probably know me. I toured with Beanie Man for many years. Played with most dancehall artists throughout Jamaica. Did Sting, Sumfest, The Rounds for many years too. I was a keyboard player in Rough Cut band. And everybody should know Rough Cut. So by affiliation, we did The Rounds. And then I went into music production, produced quite a bunch of songs and whatnot, from a studio musician, and then for my own record label. Was one of the first label who recorded Chronics, Jamil, And then we realized the juggling thing did hard for do. Because if it is so hard for record young artists, I can imagine boss artists, so we never bother with. So we just start with sign an artist, and that was our client. And everybody should know that story by now. But yeah, that's basically the gist. That is where I get my credibility from. I studied too. Have a master's degree. Well, we know what people say. We have other, but yeah, we up for a doctorate and whatnot. But we that no final finish yet, so we're not that part. But yeah,
So people,
but yeah, that's where it is. So we have the practical, we have
you have the
theory as
practical,
well.
you have the theoretical, and you just bud out a road and just know things and just
Bud out a road,
and
yeah.
that's the bottom line. So well
Yeah.
qualified to have this conversation with me, obviously.
Hopefully,
No,
you know,
man.
people they love bun me out,
No,
you know.
them
So.
bun you, them bun me too, so it's all right. Me get bun for enough things. Is me give bun to
true.
you know, me
Yeah,
give
man.
bun to people. Bun and cheese bun though, all right?
That's
But
it.
all right, here's the thing now, right? So by the way, I mentioned Beanie Man, of course, official sponsor of Beanie Man Show. I am a part of the Jammins team, so you know, so we definitely are big up and I promote that. The Beanie Man Show,
100%.
big Beanie Man Show inside the UBS Arena, and that is going to be Memorial Day weekend, the 24th. The show is Beanie Man so far. I'm gonna can't let me tell you no who else, me not tell you no nothing. It's Beanie Man, Louis Culture, Christopher Martin, and Lyrical so far. I think we're gonna have Alison Hines on it, and Lord, I can't remember who else, but some other name I call up on it.
Big event.
Right?
Wow.
It's gonna be a big show
Yeah, man.
in lieu with all the other big shows. Time for me. Listen, I just want to see big show after big show after big show. Cause what
Yeah,
y'all
man,
need
you
to
have to see
understand,
your music really.
right? When one show do good, all show do good.
All
Y'all
show do
got
good,
to no look upon artists, no look upon this, no look upon that. The success of all the shows is good for the genre overall.
That is it.
No, with that said, and in the
Yes.
upcoming weeks, you will be seeing those artists and other artists. You'll be seeing me interview them on this platform and others in the next upcoming months. So when I said to somebody to you, like to them, I said, Dwayne, yo, African dancehall, tell me what your initial reaction is to something like that. Because me know me
My
react.
honest 100% initial reaction. Boy, me tell the people I go about me out. Rubbish.
Rubbish.
Yep, yes, rubbish.
All right.
I and let me tell you why. If we're gonna start having African dancehall, we should be able to have Jamaican Afrobeats too, right?
Pip, pip, pip.
Right.
Why you-
So ownership and label is something that we don't value in Jamaica, and that's one of the reasons why. At one point, I don't know if it's the same anymore. France, I think, owned the word reggae, and they were considered the capital of reggae because we don't value ownership. Because in a Jamaica, we can just make it dash away, make it dash away,
What you
and that's
say
what we
again?
have. Say again?
What you said that again? Repeat it, nice and loud for me.
Yeah, because we're so creative, we're a factory. We make things and dash away.
Uh-huh.
And the powers that be sit there and just catch it and say, oh, they don't want it. Good. We will
Right.
take it, we'll package it, and we'll sell it, and we'll make money from it.
Stick a pin. I'm going to do
Yeah.
that regularly because I'm going to piggyback off the things you're saying. I'm going to give you examples. Everything I'm saying, I'll give you examples. Examples, ska music. You know, say we perfect ska music. Ska music is authentically
ska.
Jamaican. Born, raised, and grow until you reach teenager and boss young adulthood and reach big man stage at Jamaica. And then guess what happened? When ska was perfected, we said, we're done with that, man. Next. Come, we're
Yep.
done with that. You go into Southeast Asia, go into Singapore, go into those places. Ska
Big ska
music
bands.
is a boss. So let me tell you, says ska music is huge
Yep.
in Southeast Asia. So now for Southeast Asia man come now and say, yeah man, we get recognized for it. They don't want bun people and say, oh, that's Jamaican. But what did you do with it? Because we live in a culture of what? Hype. And when the hype of is, we dash it away.
Yeah, man, make it and dash away.
Right.
It's what we do. So I don't know if can I continue?
Yes, continue,
So
please.
so I am very big on labels and ownership. And I am really surprised that our country just sit back and allow this to happen, because you don't see this happening with country music. You don't see this happening with other big genres of music. It only happens, like Jamaican music is just, oh my God. Jamaican music, can I say this, is the prostitute of so many cultures.
Oh.
Them just come in, grab it, call it what Justin Bieber them they call it,
Yeah.
something house. What I don't remember what they call it when they were doing dancehall.
So
but
feel
they just
free to speak freely. We're not
Okay,
being,
we can speak
we're not
freely.
being
Okay, great.
governed right now by the rules. Big up
Okay.
everybody in Germany and Phoenix, Washington, Queens, Nuremberg, and UK and globally, where we welcome you to speak your mind and join the conversation if you'd like to. You can call
Okay,
the
great.
number that's at the bottom of the screen, or you can send a video request. That's the beauty of the show. We can get up to 3 more people joining if you want, and you can say, Kaba, I foolish to see a chat, Stacey Mark,
Yeah,
shut
man,
your
no
mouth, or
problem.
whatever. So we welcome that conversation. Continue.
Yeah, man, no problem. Yeah, so it's. I think we allow. I mean, I don't have a problem with people singing over songs. Cause we copy music. That's fine. But when we're gonna make official statements, make it official, it's recognized by other genres and other countries and official companies without our blessing and without our thing. Dance all a Jamaican stuff, and we make that our baby. That's our child that we've people dead for this genre,
Of
this kind of
course.
music.
Of
Like
course, of
so,
course.
it's unfair for Apple that has nothing to do with Jamaica. You don't know how this child was raised or taken care of and groomed over the years, and you just decide to make one picnic out of it without permission, without consultation, without our blessing. I really think it's extremely unfair and unreasonable, because I'm betting, like, we cannot, as I said, we can't have Jamaican Afrobeat, right? So how is it that you're just gonna take it and decide to make something official without consultation with
So,
us?
so you, oh, sorry, go ahead, Patrick.
So, good evening, sir.
Good
DJ
evening.
Patrick speaking. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you think that, I mean, how can we resolve the problem? Can we put a stamp, a trademark on the genres of music? Okay, like we mentioned with ska, dancehall. Can we make it as a trademark so that
Yes,
anybody
we can.
else, we can?
100%, yes.
The word dance hall, I believe that we can own the word dance hall.
Yes, we can because that's how you can go in court and sue for stuff like if somebody copy a song. Our dancehall, especially in its original form, there are ways that you can identify the drum patterns, like how it is played, like the sonic and whatnot. We can own all of these things, right? So I think, as I said, as a country, as officially, we need to ensure that we protect these things. This is a part of our heritage and our culture. So we should not be allowing companies outside to just run in and just take it. As I said one time, I think France owned the word reggae, right? Because again, we don't value ownership.
We
We
do
don't
not.
value our intellectual property, because again, we can just make it a next one. So if they take it, no problem. We can just
So,
make another.
so you're saying that pretty much I can just go to Jamaica and say, you know what? I'm going to trademark the name dancehall, and it'd be officially 100% would be my name because I made it a trademark.
Well,
If
I mean, it's a
not-
little
if
bit
it's
more.
not
It's a little
done-
more
It's a
detailed
little
than
bit
that.
more than that, but if it's not done, yes, you can
Pretty much.
trademark stuff
So
if it's
that's
not
the
done officially.
right. Wow, that's
But
that's crazy.
here is my take on it, though, Dwayne. This is what I thought, right? When I thought, I said, it brought me back, and I have to keep bringing up the Rise Her Summit, right? You guys, if you have watched this platform, you know about the Rise Her Summit, which was about a month ago. Big up Keisha Martin and crew. I'm also a part of Rise Her Summit, where we looked at the business, the numbers that matter, like metrics, like owning rights to your publishing rights, rights to your masters, knowing how, just knowing everything about getting residual income, whether you are an artist, promoter, producer, writer, a graphic artist, artist management, no business where you are. There is a niche in there for you to own and publish some rights to music under your own moniker in this business. This podcast can be copyrighted. There's certain things in this podcast that I can own. If you touch it, if you play it, if you do anything with it on certain platforms, me get paid. We do not respect the thing enough to know that we can do that. So when I saw this, right, the first thing I said was, just like the Grammys, and the Recording Academy is a huge part of Rise Her, is when people get vexed and say, the Mali them a win again. But when you come at somebody's yard and them set them rules, you have to follow their rules in order to fall in those categories. Now, numbers count. So we come from, you know this very well, DOREEN, that we come from a culture that does not spend money on the thing they love the most. Soul Supreme, big up yourself. We don't buy music. We go concert, yeah, we will go a bad show, but we not buy no music, we not buy no merch, not buy. We are not investing the dollars. So now, when an Apple or a Spotify or somebody look and say, yeah, the numbers may be streaming, but there are no dollars coming in behind this genre.
You want me to tell you how we can fix that?
How?
Like the other day.
Tell me how.
It's simple. In your ticket sales, make a part of your ticket sales buy the song.
That is a very good idea. Bejan King, big up. Again, if you want to join, Liquor Vicious, big up yourself. If you want to join, just press that video link and we'll bring you in on the conversation. Or you see the numbers at the bottom. Call, don't be shy. Call and jump in on the conversation.
New perspective.
That's a good idea.
In the ticket sale, Beenie Man have some song. Try it for UBS Arena. You buy your ticket, maybe make the ticket a little less, and you also buy the song and make that a part of your check-in for coming at the show. Everybody,
I really like that. Like that.
You're gonna sell 20,000 copies.
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna personally take that to Jammy's.
Copyright that.
I'll take that to Jammy's because I mean that's a good idea. But until we start to show some metrics like that, we can't. How long has dancehall been around? There's a debate. What we say? Ballpark 50 years, right? We're saying ballpark.
Dancehall, could be, yeah. Because late 70s.
We're going to argue about who started and when it started. And that's a whole other big conversation. So we're going to say ballpark between 50 and 60, we're going to say, right? Okay. Now, if we have had dancehall around and everybody know dancehall, everybody listen to dancehall, all of that, how come there's no dancehall category? Because the numbers and the metrics does not support the forward. Remember, say forward can't write down on paper, you know. So when you have, and I keep telling, it's a simple numbers game. When you have a country like Nigeria, right, that their population alone is 3 times the population of all of the Caribbean put together, right? And 20% of those people purchase something. Their numbers already skyrocket. When those things happen, it's easy for them to now establish a genre. A Apple look, a Spotify look, and say, wait a minute, 1 million people done by that money or something. So, qualifies for a genre. We don't do that. We don't empower our artists. We don't empower our genre to be looked at.
But I don't even agree with that so much because, as I said, look on Old Town Road, right? Old Town Road. Mm-hmm. When that guy did that country song. Mm-hmm. How many copies did he sell? It was a mega hit. And the country genre still would not accept him. They didn't let him in. So it can't be just a numbers game because that song was a monster hit. Mm-hmm. Until he did a collab with a country artist, they refused to recognize the song as a country song. So it has to be more than just a numbers game.
To make dancehall be recognized as a category?
Yes, I'm just saying, like, if we're gonna use the simple reason is saying that boy is because them selling numbers. Then everybody who sell a number in a genre can just approach Apple and get an official new genre of music. I don't. It has to be more.
I believe that it is I believe it is the number, and I don't believe it's just the streaming number. It's more than the streaming number. Well, streaming is what, just relatively new, a decade or so of like real, or maybe more, a little more. Like, it's not been the traditional, benchmark streaming. I mean, no, you can't turn your back on streaming, but before it wasn't. It was hard record sales. We know we have never excelled at record sales, ever, in dancehall. That's one thing we know that. Not only do we not excel in record sales, we don't register things properly, so those things cannot be tracked. We have to clean up the business of dancehall. We have to be able to look and say, okay, let me use an example. At Rise Her, Chartmetrics was there. Chartmetrics is an entity that tracks artists and tracks the trends that drive marketing behind artists. The example that was used was Rihanna. So when she tracked Rihanna, she showed the numbers for Rihanna, it shows that this country and this country and this country listen to Rihanna the most, and 45% women and 55% men, and then it goes down to say, I mean, it got so detailed to say, of those 55% men, I don't know, Gucci is looking who's buying a bag. Of those 55 women, 55% are women, which equates to 10 million women. 10% or 20% are buying a Gucci bag. Oh my God, 20% of 10 million people who listen to Rihanna is buying a Gucci bag? That means that Rihanna, I need you to be a sponsor for Gucci. These are the things that drive marketability of the artists, that get artists into a space where they never even knew that sponsorship was available, because they are driving numbers. We do not hit the drivers with reggae, and we need to.
Well, Stace, let me just say something real quick. And yes, I do agree, but not all. Perfect example: Vibes Cartel, Clarks. Clarks who did good, but
Was a monster hit.
it was a monster hit.
But so you're saying why Clarks never pick him up?
Yeah.
Maybe it was an image thing.
What do you mean image?
Maybe they didn't want Vibes Cartel's image. I don't know why Clarks didn't pick him up.
It's making numbers.
It is making
numbers talk.
Yeah, but image also speaks. Maybe now they'll look and be like, oh, well, we can't afford to miss out on this. But we know with product placement that image matters.
I honestly, I think it's
Tricky.
Let's look if we yeah, because I honestly don't look at it that way, because I just think, to be honest, in a lot of these places we don't have people who will advocate for us. I don't think it has anything to do with the image. I don't think it has anything to do with the numbers. I think we do great numbers. Our shows are sold out. We have artists who drive up the sales for stuff. Like I don't see Junior Gang who's ambassador for anywhere, and his numbers are ridiculous, right? Because I can tell you about the numbers. Me do the research, right? We don't have a numbers problem in reggae and dancehall. I just think it's a matter of lack of respect and regard. I mean, look on the Parkway. Whenever you have, like, how many of our Caribbean artists, we can pull 2 million people on the Parkway. How many of our artists are endorsed or asked to be whatever? I just think people just use our business and our industry, whatever they feel for whatever they want it to, and then step aside whenever they don't need it. That is what I see, honestly. I don't think it's a numbers problem.
I totally disagree with you. The numbers, I look at the numbers all the time. There are artists that are top tier artists in a reggae and dancehall. My name not gonna say reggae, dancehall. Can't go to Amazon and draw 3,000 people. Stream 1 million. Go live and 1 million people are watch. Cannot full up 3,000 people in Amazon.
And there are those who can do it who still do not get an endorsement from anybody.
This is true. This is true.
So what's the issue?
I think I personally believe that a lot of it is in the is in the business, is where we don't structure ourselves in the business. We are learning. We are learning now.
I don't agree with that. We have great business people in regular. Look,
I never said we don't. I never said we don't. We don't have enough.
Bears? Who is Bears? Yeah, Bears draw numbers. Which company has Bears worked with?
No, I mean, well, I wouldn't even call Beres no, because.
But I'm just saying, like, we have seen people who have done the numbers, who have done the shows, who are getting views, who can pull the crowd, but we don't see these companies coming out and coming on board.
I mean, and I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, that we may need some advocates, but we're also unruly in our business. How many artists you know don't have management? Well, people start have management. Don't have PR. Don't have PR. Have never had don't have a publicist. Don't have anyone to issue a statement in case of a mishap or some misunderstanding, something going on, they need to clean up something. So many of them do not. Enough of them dead and can't bury, can't go hospital. They don't have the infrastructure and the business in place to sustain what their numbers and what their, not their numbers, what their popularity. Don't misconstrue popularity with numbers.
That's why I tell you that I do the research. That's why I will listen to you carefully, because the things that I will respond to is because I've done the research on these things. All right, I hear you. We have been, me sing this song to enough artists, them don't have the proper structure on them career. 100%. I am saying the ones who do, we still don't see the corporate benefit from it. And I think that is the issue, because if a lot of artists were seeing the corporate benefit from them having good PR, having good structure around them, they would have do it. What they have seen is an unruly vibes cartel where we get rich and buy some Benz and can do whatever I want. That's where they see success is coming from. And if me see success come from this, is like downtown. Everybody has sell panty, me I go sell panty too. Because me want boss and me want make money, so I'm going to follow to what's working. The thing with our music that has always happened, we reward bad behavior in our music. The unruly artists, them have the crowd, right? The unruly artists, them get the show. You sing about how much gunman song and under girl can sing, but we reward those behaviors. So it's hard for you to reward the negative behavior. It's hard to you reward the artists who still not have no PR and still not have no what we reward with them. I get sure them book out, right? So me over my little corner now, I play by the rules. I'm showing up on time. I'm doing everything that I need to do, but me hungry.
Right.
And I've been doing this I know a lot of people who have their structures together, but they are hungry artists.
I know a lot of people with their structure too.
Anyway.
And people, just because you say UBS Ram man this year, Ram man this or Ram, do not think that those same patriarchs, if you ask them, you bought something? The answer would be no. Never bought a song, much less an album. Not buy no t-shirt, not buy no merch. Nothing. They have bought nothing to support a artist where they go to their grave with. We have just not had that culture, and we need to change that if we want to keep the longevity of this thing in this modern market, this modern place where we are. It is no other way to get around it. No, Africa. When we talk about Africa, well, quote unquote, Africa rich and rich are two different rich that. So we feel say man rich because he can take private plane, private jet to go a place. But when you talk about Burna Boy rich, you talk about Burna Boy is choosing one of his three or four private jets to choose from. We're not talking about him rent somebody jet and the jet depend the tarmac away for them. It's his.
Supported by corporate.
I'll take the white and the black one today, because I wear black today.
He supported, and I did a video of this the other day. The part of it, we love to talk about Afrobeat and whatnot. Afrobeat is supported by corporate money. Like most of those artists are signed to giant companies. We are not just hearing Afrobeat by accident. right? The music is properly distributed. I did a video on it because we just think say boy because the music happy and nice and all right. Why all of us here? That's rubbish. Great music is made every day. If you don't have that machinery to put the music in certain places, you go to Manhattan and in them big clubs here, you will never hear it because the machinery have to put it in there, right? And that is a big part that is missing from dancehall. I know of a few people that were in there where used to advocate. Even Sean Paul said it. He said it. He was in meetings and in board rooms and he was like, yo, get a story and mash up the place. Why not plug it? Right? Because if we don't have people in these places to plug the music, because most people, again, the story and the song is dancehall now going on them unruly, them now this and that. But there are good parts to it, and we don't have the plugs. We need plugs in the genre.
What I think, in a nutshell, in the whole thing, that
Yeah.
corporate doesn't take us seriously. They don't take us seriously. Yes, we can practice, but you guys are not taking the business as it's supposed to be. So they look at us like, my opinion. My opinion.
Well, see, okay, New York. I think North America in general is a proving ground, because the numbers. You know, if anybody was listening the other day, Luton Fire was on. I'm saying there Jamaica, I can't even get 300 people come. Him go England. Him go. He was in, I forget where in Europe, and every night, 3-4 nights in a row, 700 to 1,000 people every night.
Because we move on from his style of music.
Right. We dash it away, right? And we have other parts of the world that appreciate it and grow it, not only appreciate it. We have monster festivals in places where we are not the predominant, demographic there. You come to New York now that New York is having big show after big show, I could not implore you guys anymore to support every flipping show will come out. We need it. It gives us a leg to stand up on. It gives us you can't deny us, because when we come at your place, this is what's going to happen.
But you know what, Stace? It's pretty much, it's pretty much what you just said. We make and then we throw it away. So corporate is looking at us as, wait a minute, so much gold that you guys have, and you just dash it away.
Yes.
And then you get vexed when some white boys in California pick it up and do it.
And this is why I say that they don't take us serious.
So I've been sitting on a video like this for the longest while. I'm afraid to release it because we need industry people. But part of our problem is media and in the industry people. Let me tell you why. And the reason why I can't say this is because I had an artist that I came on the scene with, Tattoo, JAIRiE, whatever. Every media host ran us down because they want the story, they want the mix up. When the company came crashing down because of the artists, I had to change my phone number because every media house wanted. When we have music, I call them don't want it.
Yeah.
I beg like all of them. They all of a sudden they find my number. I think a lot of us in the media space, we care more about the mix up and the pasa than the music itself, and we don't want to take any responsibility for it, but we're a big part of it. Because when some good artists, them probably not have no money, but you're listening and you hear say, yo, this is good music. We don't want to deal with that because probably if you play it, you're not going to get hype and you're not going to get 1 million views or what on the facing, right? Immediately. But I don't think in the industry we have really helped some of our genuinely talented artists to reach where they want to reach. We just want to mix up and pass again, rewarding the negative behavior. And it has helped to not kill, but help to dampen the industry in a real, genuine way.
Absolutely. You know what? Oh wow! Funny how time flies when we're having fun. Let me just no. We can continue talking. I just wanna I just wanna say, if you are listening to us now from wherever you're listening from, here live. This is Talk the Business. We are on JAIRiE Radio. I want to big up the listeners over there. See Hartford, Connecticut, Jamaica. Big up yourself. Tell me where in Jamaica you're listening to us from. On YouTube, I'm not seeing the YouTube feed. But big up to you, Phoenix, Arizona, Washington, D.C. On the no one control on Rockstone for me, right? Yeah, man. Maryland, Salisbury, Heidelberg, Germany. Good evening to you. And to everyone who has joined us on IG, Lord, tons of names. Please know that you can call the number. Y'all have been quiet today. We're there, we're not shy. You can call the number and join the conversation, or you can request to be in the live. We only two. We can take up to 2 more people on. Jacaz, good evening. Kai's Music, good evening. Taxkin, Jamie Blackroots, pick up yourself. Island Ras, Wagwan, Miguel Moody, Llewellyn, what's up? VW Movement, good night. Giant Drums, First Lady, Lionel, good evening. Bijan Boss, Wagwan. Lady Max, what's going on, Lady Max? Naturalus. Big up yourself. And a bunch of people in my chat here. You have your questions, call. Ajax, Blunt Posse, big up yourself and happy birthday to you. So we're talking about the Afrobeats, the official African dance hall genre that is now established. It's now, and I'll tell you exactly where. It is official, as in you can go and look for that genre and download music. And so far we're at Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, and YouTube Music officially. And this was as about 3 or 4 days ago. I don't know. Redman, big up yourself.
So I have a quick question real quick. So whatever happened to Tropical House?
It was always dancehall.
Correct. They named it.
Because they didn't want to give the credit to dancehall.
Correct.
Yeah.
But does it still exist?
I haven't heard anything.
Let's find out.
Exactly.
Let's find out. Right? Let me ask you this. Are you from the school where dancehall is the place or dancehall is the genre?
Good question. I think dancehall is the place. Because I think dancehall is multifaceted, like hip hop.
So dancehall is the place. So then,
fashion, the dancing.
So then dancehall is the place. So is it all just reggae and
the music is just one aspect of it? That's why when Cardi B have a dancehall party, you see a certain fashion. Because dancehall has always been fashion. It has always been DJ. Sound system is a part of dancehall culture. It's a culture. It's
the
a
music
space.
makeup. Big up. All right. If you say it's a space, right, and it's not the music, it's a space.
Music is a part of it. It's a tree, multiple branches that make.
So
up
you're
one.
saying it's both things.
Yes, it's multiple things.
It's the space and it's the music.
It's the space. No. So here you have pillars, and say just like the hip hop have b-boys, blah blah blah, the MCing. So it's the same thing. Dancehall, you have dancehall, the space where you go dance. Dancing is a part of dancehall. The music is a part of dancehall. Sound system culture is a part of dancehall. The selector is a part of dancehall.
Right.
Those are the pillars of the genre.
All right. So how do we move forward now? Now that dancehall, African dancehall is here, and it is here. And let's say, hypothetically, right, it take off and it gone, right? We know that there are already artists in the category of African dancehall. Some of the bigger ones that we know is Shatta Wale, of course.
We should challenge it. We should not sit and roll over and let it happen.
We should challenge.
Yes.
Challenge the name. Challenge taking away the name.
So how do you go about that?
As a genre, how many bodies we have in Jamaica? We should challenge this. We should not just sit on and roll over. As I said, can we have Jamaican Afrobeat? We should challenge this. We should not roll over and allow this to happen. I'm dead serious.
Will it be accepted?
If it will be a what?
Accepted.
It doesn't matter. The fact is, if we were making noise about this as a genre, then they would take note. Like, we really need to challenge this. Whether as a country or as a fraternity, we need to challenge this.
We need to challenge this.
But here's the funny thing, though, because if we do challenge it and we do make our own, they're going to say that even though we originated the sound, they're going to say that we follow them, unopposed to say that they follow us.
I don't get it. Say that again. I didn't get that.
Okay, so if we decide to challenge it and make our own,
our own what?
The what was it? The African
Jamaican
Afrobeat.
Right.
They would never even recognize that. Come on. How much?
Well, it brings back to Tropical House. They claimed it that they made that style, that era, and it's originally a dancehall beat.
And I have no problem with Tropical House, the word or the branding. What I have a problem with is African dancehall. Make it African something else. The word dancehall should remain in Jamaica. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is our baby, and we create this.
Oh, so
right?
you have a specific and direct issue with using dancehall. Michelle, good evening, Reggae Boys. Michigan, big up yourself.
I'm sorry to say, but you're right. But I'm sorry to say, if we don't claim it to be our own, if we don't trademark it and say this is our music,
now
they could take what we made and they could do all the works and trademark it and everything, and we can't say anything about it.
All right, let me play let me play devil's advocate here. Are we causing dissension or we're not acting in a unifying way by bringing it up as a problem? We have fight against one black people. Is this just another example of us saying, boy, black people just can't come together upon nothing, just can't just support one another?
No. We can come together. We're great with Afrobeat because that's your genre of music. That's your general branding. And then you have subgenres in the space. We are saying dancehall is ours. That's it. I don't think anything is wrong with that. You name Stacey Mack. You keep your name, me keep my name. My name DOREEN. We can work together. We can coexist. We can do anything we want. We can collaborate. We can do whatever we need to do. We are saying the official naming and the branding. We are saying that as a people, as a country, if you look for enough of the reggae documentary, a BBC own them. We don't own these things, and we are saying as a country, as a genre, as a space, we need to start taking ownership serious. Ownership is everything. That is why whole we live in Brooklyn, we don't own nothing.
Carberry,
if they want to live far out, ownership is everything. That is why whenever a country's gonna wear them, stick them flag there. Yeah. Ownership.
Good evening. Boss 45 and the Queen official Keisha Martin just stepped in. Keisha, we done talk about the whole Rise Her Summit, which was very pivotal in this conversation that we're having. For those of you that just joined, again, we're almost at the bottom of the hour, but we're talking about us as Jamaicans not valuing, owning our own, not taking things and we'll make them popular and we've popularized them, we dash them away. And we don't stamp it in a proper way, aka the business part of it is not locked tight for us. We have our, Patrick, you have so much manners. And we have, he's like, you never big up with guests. We're big guests, Spanish show. You never have little manners to call out the man name. So I will
claim it.
See, you see? And them just bad me up. You see what I'm talking about when you say your friend, I just say, oh, no. So, Dwayne Carbon dealt with we, and this is a gentleman who is well-versed and well knowledgeable about the business of reggae and dancehall music. Black Top, good evening. The question at hand is there a problem with African dancehall? Should we be worried? Should we be upset? What does it mean to dancehall? Is it just, I don't know that, because we set the trend and everything else have to follow after we? Is that the attitude we have? Because to be honest, when I saw it posted, of course, me like everybody else, I went and looked. When I saw it posted in IG, I looked at the comments. Damn near every Jamaican comment. Idiot thing, dash with that, foolishness, a feel we won, But stop and think and say, why is that our first reaction. Why we have that? Because we beg somebody take the name, or should we be they say imitation is the best form of flattery.
They can imitate. We have no problem. All right, reggaeton, same thing. That is
Yes.
dancehall.
Correct.
That is 80s dancehall 100%, right?
Correct. Correct.
So like yes, we need to get whatever from the fact that they are copying the music, but they never call it Spanish dancehall, right? Then give it a name. So even if they want to give it another name, the thing is, that is what will separate it. You're saying African dancehall. So now what we're gonna have African dancehall and Jamaican dancehall.
And,
How
and
does
it can be
work?
Jamaican dancehall, a dancehall.
Right, but again, that brings back to what I was saying. If you don't put it on paper, if you don't write it on paper and say that we own this, we can't say nothing. No matter how bad that we can cuss. I said no, blankery and no. But you know what they did that what we didn't do is put it on paper.
But Dwayne, aren't you? You're not mad at reggaeton. You're not mad that reggae reaching there.
I'm not mad about. I'm not mad about anything. but,
No, but I'm saying if to your point, they're using dancehall.
No, so this, I'm not upset about it. What I want, you hear is how much of our creatives dead and don't even have money to bury them. The creators of these things should be paid and paid well for the rest of their life.
Of course they
To
should.
be a creative, and that means to say Jamaicans, we are so creative. Oh my God. And because of our creativity, we take our creativity for granted, not realizing that the rest of the world is not that creative. Being creative is a skill. So we really need to start value what we create so that we can live good off of it. You understand? So like reggaeton now, like all them Lenky them and all Steely and Cliff, whoever was in charge of that era of music, them should not make music. Them supposed to reach the rest of them life. They should be rich for generations.
Exactly.
So here is my thing. And, we'll go back to that artists can't even bury themselves and those things. But when we say that artists don't have ownership, Keisha Martin with the word ownership there, and don't have the right publishing, and everybody know a man sing a song, everybody know the song, everybody know the artist, and the artist dead and can't even eat piece of bread, right? Is that I think that for the contribution that reggae, cause make no mistake about it, reggae's contribution to Jamaicans tourism and popularity is immeasurable. We can't write that on paper.
Our music is
Immeasurable. The government has a responsibility. The government has a responsibility to all the tenants of dancehall. I don't care if them have one song or 1,000 song. All the predecessors, all of the veteran them, all of the foundation man them, not only artists like yourself, producers, promoters, anyone, represent band members, artist management, anyone who can say they have contributed in a significant way. And I'm going to be loose on the word significant, because you have people with one hit, one major, not one song, one major hit, like, let's say like Don Penn. You can't measure what no, do for we? You can't measure it, You cannot measure it. Yet you would never say that Don Penn is like, have so much hit and is a big dancehall, reggae artist per se, if you're going to measure her by songs. But the contribution to where it globalizes Jamaica and put Jamaica on the back and bring us to, we're one of in the pandemic, we were in the very top, like top 5 contenders for highest tourism globally. The Jamaican government is the one that needs to take up the mantle and make sure that ownership and these things are started in place.
So
out the box.
I mean, in terms of the government, they have put stuff in place. I there are things in place. I think part of it is the education. big part of it, and that's one of the reasons why so much of veterans don't have the publishing in place, because the people who knew did not say. I experienced that personally. Like me, always wonder how them people that make money have a music. Like them a drive big car, them a big producer, can't produce nothing. We had a little youth in the studio, bill all like rhythm them, but them a make all that money, and we never understood how they were making the money, and they would not tell you. Right? So that a part of it today use ignorance, because you have to remember to enough of we just love music.
Right.
We born 99% of people who are creatives in the music space do music because we love it. Not we just start out in a church.
True.
I did thing that we do. Yeah, just love music.
Anybody
right?
in a Jamaican music, media, all of that, listen, it's for the love of it. That
just the love of it. Is after you grow up now and you start a responsibility like, oh shit, me need to live.
Yeah, me can't
because
eat a food,
nobody not do it for me.
Right.
And that's when you're like, but how me I go live? And you're like, oh, but music is my skill. How do I actually live from this? And that's when you're gonna be like, oh crap. But somebody I go say, but no, you be learning, now you do this, you do that, you do that. Me say yes, and him say, oh, so you not get the money. Me say, never did that thing about money. Me just that you come and love it.
You didn't.
You understand?
You weren't thinking about it because you didn't even know it was there to be had in certain.
You know it
spheres.
was there because you see them have, like all the producers that I used to make rhythms for. Me see them with big car and whatnot, but I just didn't know how they were making the money, and they didn't explain it to me. You understand? And you're not gonna really to ask because you're like a boy. You understand? So you just ride the wave, and furthermore, you get to be in a studio and rub shoulder with these people named that you hear a call on radio every day. How dare you question them? You just feel privileged to be in the same space, you know. But after you grow up now, and you're like, oh, me need to feed myself and my family. That's when you start thinking about it, and that comes to a lot of artists too. You understand? So what I think that government can do is create a space, education, like educate people about things like that, so you can learn it from in a school, because this is basic information. If you can study chemistry in a school, you can study music business. If you can study anything, we can learn these things from in high school.
Yeah.
Even primary school, it's not hard. And also create open avenues where you can go back to those producers who take your stuff and actually make them share the spoils. So you can create systems where them artists can get back their master.
Yeah.
Even if you get my master from in the 1980s, mix supposed to can get it back now.
Again, I'm going to mention Rise Her, RISE Summit. Rise Her, RISE Her, HER Summit. You've just missed it, phenomenal. But there's a 2-day Rise Her Summit next year. I will always be beating Rise Her Summit. Keisha Martin, they're playing right now. Official Keisha Martin. You'll see her there. Yeah. You need to follow Keisha Martin, follow me, follow Rise Her. We will get the information. There is no one who is in a creative space. Me no care where you are do. Me no care if you take pencil and I draw something on the album cover. I don't care in what aspect you are creative. Creative means, let me explain creative. Creative is not just the artist what you see. Creative is me. Creative is Patrick. Anyone doing podcasting. Anybody who is, are you garnering even a small audience by anything that you're doing? Are you drawing? Are you writing? Are you speaking? Are you doing anything that is causing your brain to do something that is a little imaginative? Then you are a creative. Poetry, yes, spoken word. All of it is under the umbrella of being a creative. I can make some money off it. Pee-wee, you don't know so we are beat the business. So don't think when we're talking about, oh, people will learn for one and master, people will learn this, that you are excluded for it. You are not excluded. Everything, there is a term called intellectual property. I want to get intimate with that term there. Because, right, you want to explain intellectual property?
Yes, I can explain that, but that's not what I wanted to touch on. I wanted to touch on because you have a lot of artists who they will. Yes, it's very important for you to own your stuff, right? But you also have to learn when to give and take, especially in situations where you can get mileage out of. So like a big producer want to voice you and him I go tell you say, yo, you can't own your masters. Don't tell him say you're not gonna voice him. You can voice to him because the mileage that you can get out of that can help you to propel your career where you can own later masters down the road. So sometimes you can own 100% of something, but it's 100% of zero. Right? And you can own 10% of something and it's 10% of 20 million.
Point
So
taken.
you also have to be smart about your decisions when it come on to making decisions about your career and what you can get mileage out of. So enough time artists say, yo, me not fast, nobody me not do this. But if you're gonna get mileage out of it, right? So you have a lot of Rihanna was signed to a company. Her last tour grossed like $200 and odd million, and she went home with like 40 million. Somebody go say, yo, they rob her. No.
Right.
The fact is, the company had to make that thing so big and grandiose that it was able to make the $200 million. So
Very
maybe
good
should have
point.
gone on the road independently and it would have made $2 million.
Very
And should
good.
have had 100% of 2 million as
Very,
opposed
very
to
good point.
right.
I'm
So
gonna,
yeah.
Chef JAIRiE, big up yourself. By the way, even being a chef, guess what? You're creative. You're a part of the creative space. If you're doing anything that is going out to the public, you are part of the creative space. Let me read the comment by Keisha. And Keisha, if you want to jump in, you're more than welcome. You don't know that already. We've got about 25 minutes left. We owe it to the next generation to equip them with more than talent. We must equip them with knowledge, fact, which is why we do shows like this. So many of our Caribbean legends, especially Jamaican artists, were exploited simply because they couldn't read or write. Another fact, big fact. Listen, in this, and needless to say, not only were they exploited by people that they did not know, they were exploited by people where they know and trust. Another thing is that everybody a manager, everybody at this and everybody at that, and don't know a damn thing about the music. Now, I know so many artist managers that are just your friend. Your friend, are your good friend. I say, I'm gonna trust you with my life. Cause when me did out a road, you were with me. I'm a G. And all of a sudden now you are a manager and don't know.
You're the cashier.
Let me just read the numbers real quick so that way if anybody else want to join us, the number is 718-785-5760. Again, 718-785-5760. Or if you outside abroad, you can call us on the toll-free WhatsApp number, which is 347-688-3106. Again, 347-688-3106. Keisha, give us a call. Let us know if you will give us your input on this.
Yeah. So we can speak to how. So you brought up a good point that you don't. There are certain things that give you residual income, right? As in, till the day you're dead, you're gonna make you potentially can make money off of it. It's a good idea to know in your sphere what those things are that can bring you residual money, even if you're not make no big show or you're not cooking no new music or none of that. No, from I wanna ask you from a producer point of view, right? And we have lots. We do something called our hit pick. We didn't do it today's show, but every show 9:00. Myself, Dubmaster Chris, and DJ Yoni are not on the show today. Usually 4 we're on the show, right? We pick our hit picks. And many times, you don't have to be no big artist, right? You don't have to be no big artist. Like, I've picked Samuel Midas, not a big artist, out of Guyana. I wasn't even Jamaican, but him bad like yours, right? So we try to bring artists or bring light to artists who are just the music just good. Plenty new artists come on this show. Enough people listening here are new artists. People hit me up. Big up yourself, Lady Stone out of St. Lucia hit me up. Bad artists too. What do you say to any new artist that's coming in the game? What's the first thing you're going to tell them to make sure them stamp them name on lock, stock, and barrel that they own it?
Start their name on? Well, own your name. That's the first thing.
That's the first thing.
Yeah, make sure say you own your name, trademark your name.
And
Um,
that's serious too. That's
yes,
really
it is
serious.
100% trademark your name. Make sure nobody else don't have your name because if you upload stuff on that, they must strike it.
I know the difference between trademark and copyright. Certain things cannot be trademarked, certain things cannot be copyrighted.
There you go.
All right.
I'm going not too much at that, but definitely. So that's the first thing you need to do to make sure that name that you have is trademarked and copyright, and you own it.
Call
And
it
the next
leasehold.
thing, the next thing you want to do is to decide on your branding. Like, what are you about? That is, I tell artists this. That's the first thing you want to do. It is like putting the address with the GPS where you go.
Identity.
Because if you don't have that, you're not gonna know. Say you reach, you're gonna drive past the place.
I'm gonna come back to that. But Keisha Martin, I think we have Keisha on the line. Keisha, are you there?
Okay.
Greetings, guys.
Yes.
Hey,
Queen Keisha, Wagwan. What's
what
up?
I'm doing?
But they haven't worked a long time.
I know. Oh my gosh. Great conversation. Of course, keeping the conversation going. Kudos to you guys for just bringing people on that's keeping these conversations going, because not just talking about it, just bringing people that are actually knowledgeable and are actually doing the work to actually share information and insight with creatives. I want to go back to something that Doreen said earlier about having the government of Jamaica. Well, while I love my little island, me not put none in the government, and because you know what, they're in it for self. I feel like the job of creating a space where artists can get back their royalties should be a collective among industry professionals as opposed to government, because government don't care about music. Then I ask you that. You understand me? So I feel like the responsibility should lie with creatives getting together and actually making that happen or creating a space. There's music unions in the United States. Why can't we have it in Jamaica? You understand what I'm saying?
It is.
Well, we do have. Unions.
We have
We
performing
do.
rights organizations in Jamaica, but I'm saying who is governing these things? And again, there's so much corruption in Jamaica. Of course, everything has spill over, because at the end of the day, it's crazy, man. It's very sad because we come from a culture that, like you said earlier, is so gifted and so talented, and there's so much to really be proud of, but we don't own anything.
We don't, and that is the key. That is, I Dwayne disagrees with me when I said that I think the issue is a numbers issue. When something like African dancehall can be an official genre, that I think their numbers and their thing is correct to get those initiatives pushed and established. I think is a numbers thing with us, because we don't have our ownership in place in many places that we can, just draw out the metrics and just, roll it out like that.
I see it more than that, though, because again, and I partially agree with Keisha is saying, that we need to educate ourselves more in order to stamp. If you understand, stamp on the whole thing. Were you about to say something, Keisha?
Say that again?
No, I thought you were about to say something.
No. I'm listening to you.
Okay, so that's what I strongly believe, that we need to stamp and own ownership to the name. Because listen, let me tell you something. I'll give you an example. I can make a song, I can produce the beat and everything, and just doing it just out of the love. And then somebody else comes along and do the same exact thing, and they put it on paper and they own it. No matter how much I could, and no matter how much I could rave about it and scream about it, it's my one or my style or my this or my that. It don't mean jack if that person already put it on paper. Don't mean anything.
That is it.
Yeah, I want to, before we get any further, I want to talk about something. And Keisha, it's actually funny that you're on the phone with this. You made a point, Dwayne, about artist identity, right? we do know we have artists that start one way, end up another way, or they diversify, right? And you say, oh, me never know that somebody sing this too or sing this kind of style or whatever. However, there are some artists that never ever, that barely establish themselves before going another way. Example I wanna share is actually an artist I love, and that is Youngster. And Youngster, me not say nothing for cut you. I love you dearly. But remember when Youngster come out with Ambition, big hit. Ambition came out and everybody are sing about, right? I sing about, about pagans and all of that. Right?
Yeah.
And everybody automatically assumed that Youngster was a culture artist. And then Youngster come out with a song with some girl a shake bottom and whatever, and it was like bonfire upon that, because they had not realized that Youngster was not careful enough to frame his identity. So when he was like, no, but me have them song you right from wherever, I'm not a culture artist. I'm an artist. And this is what I did. It was like a culture shock to everybody because, and I'm not blaming him per se. I'm just saying that when an identity is given, when you come out a certain way and you push a certain identity for yourself as a musician, it sometimes is hard to shake that if you're not careful on how, while other artists start one way. I mean, of course, biggest examples we have Buju, Capleton. Enough artists have done it. Start out, Batty Rider and end up, seeing culture.
So here's a big problem. Here's a problem most times. You see, when your song is bigger than you have a problem. That is his problem. His song is bigger than him.
Yeah.
So because when your song bigger than you, the song dictates how your career go. So that is why when you mention like a Buju personality bigger than life. So Buju, I go tell you where I'm going to pull you along. Capleton, them people, they just have a big personality. And that's the thing. Like if artists come out and them song and drag them around the place, then people decide whether they want to hear them, yes or no, because they as a person have not won the audience. It's just their music. So
right. But there's another factor, Doreen. There's another factor in that also. Having the emotional intelligence to know what I have something, let me run with it and stick with it, and then become this. And that's the thing. The education process comes in, right? Where you, as an artist, did not do your homework on what that entails. I guess you get to youth and you decide to say, you're running for nothing because you're creative or whatever the case is. And I think that was what it was with him, again, but education. Who is bringing these artists? Remember saying, back in other days, we were held to a certain standard as far as the culture that we come from. I am saying we as creatives, as Jamaican, may not come from the era there, but at the end of the day, that's not how my career was birthed. But this is what I grew up seeing. When no flicker artists, you have to prove yourself. When you come to studio, you can't just come and jump on mic and DJ. So you would get permission. There were elders that you respected that would say, yo, give a little youth a chance. You understand what I say? That doesn't exist anymore. You understand? Because guess what? There's social media. Everybody has become famous after using, what I'm saying? There's all these different ways. There's nobody holding a mantle saying that this is the standard that we need. Artists needs to be held by this because everybody feel like them can just go viral and boom, them are artists.
So I see that you have strong feelings about that.
Them days they done with.
It's done with, but why isn't it done with? I can say that we can say that, but at the end of the day, we still have elders. We still have people in the thing, and there's this selfish connotation when it comes to our culture.
But Keisha, handing down have to come with respect for, because it's a two-way street, The foundation and the elders have to hand down But you can't stretch out baton if hand not stretch for catch baton, because the artists, the younger artists have to want to get the baton too, and have to have the respect and want to hear and learn and move up. It's a two-way street.
Indeed,
So,
and I agree with you. However, there are some of the elders who feel like to them are reign forever and don't believe in passing down anything, and that's where the problem is as well. It's on both sides. It's on
so,
both sides.
so when I'm mentoring a young artist, I don't care if he tries to please the older generation, because the truth is music could grow with you. So like your research has shown that we decide the style of music that we like between the ages of 13 to 15, 16. That's when you decide to boy them thing I'm into. Yes, you will explore other genres and listen to other artists, but like the people in where I go cartel general, cartel grow with, right? We did a go to school, we did a teenager, so there's nostalgia that we associate with cartel. Picture me and you under the tree. There's nostalgia that we associate with that. So when your young artists come out, you want to pick your generation, and young people you go off and you try to grow with them. That's how you create and grow your generation, right? That is how I mentor an artist to think. Me not say again, the older people will listen and say, yeah man, a bad artist. But trust and believe, I bury them artists.
Right. It wasn't, I
Hold on a
wasn't
second,
saying
let me
it
finish
was
the
a
point.
pleasing of artists, I never said anybody has to please anybody. We were talking about the level of respect
Right.
for the genre that came before. I
Respect.
wasn't talking about
But
nobody
remember the
having to please
initial
anybody.
conversation was youngster, right? So I'm thinking how, his frame of mind and what he's thinking about. A reason why he is thinking how he's thinking is because again, he might think about the generation we need to appeal to and what he's seeing. You understand? Because he him get a big song, but him never get a career like that out of it. So I think how he can appeal to young people so that him can grow with them, right? So that is why he changed his route. Because again, the song is bigger than him. You understand? So I'm just thinking, sorry, I how my brain works. So me still the youngster, even though me hear layers later. So sorry if you
Mhm.
if me kinda
No, no,
yeah.
no,
All
you're
right.
fine, you're fine. It's all good. Listen,
I'm
a reason, a reason.
We have 10 more minutes. If anybody wants to join in, feel free to call. We can talk to enough people one time. If you want to send your video request, send it. We can have at least 2, 3 more people join onto the live if you want, because I'm not extra shy today.
Yeah.
But
All right, one more point. Sorry for cutting.
no, go
So
right ahead.
in terms of again, we do videos on these things. In terms of the older generation and the younger generation, so it is hard. I have to remember when Buju come out, a Batty Rider, a Brary, a Tete, and with time and with age come wisdom. Killer talk about God now, Cartel talk about God now, because they are in their 40s. I make me old and me more responsible now. In their 20s, me don't want to hear about that. Me outside. You understand? So it can be unfair because sometimes we can have this self-righteous stance in our 40s and 50s, right? Looking back on them generation of vipers, not realizing that at one point we were the generation of vipers,
Well,
right?
yeah.
So while we hold on, let me just finish the point, let me land with it. So while we want them to be responsible and we want them to be and we want to pass button on to them, sometimes the truth is we have to just allow them to go through the generation of viper phase because we went through it as well.
I am not disputing that you must make
Yeah.
them do what them do. However, let me age myself, I'm not afraid to say it. The artists them they never not had respect for who come before them. May I tell you, enough of them man them know from 80s and 90s, and them ever tell yellow man move from here. Me no know, Sugar Booger move from here. The
Why
Colonel
do you
move.
say they don't
They
have respect
never
now?
not had respect for
Why
the
do you say they don't have
forerunners
respect now?
because
Are
of
they openly
Enough of
disrespecting
them
the artists
enough
outrightly
now?
of them
disrespect
don't.
the elders them.
Based on what? Do you have evidence of this? Because sometimes we just regurgitate what we hear and we don't
No, we're
see
not
it happen
regurgitating
physically.
anything. Publicly, there's been artists that's done that. and they've
Like
said
who?
stuff about major foundation artists, even on both sides, not just reggae and dancehall, even in hip hop and on that side.
Well, I can
No,
give
but
you. I can give you an example.
yeah.
At one time, when Cartel was coming up, and Cartel dissed Ninja Man on Sting.
Yeah, I remember that fight.
Right. I mean, later on he apologized for it, but to mention, you said that mentioned about the respect for the elders. Cartel.
But I don't
Sting
think I would
also
class. I
warish.
don't
We don't
think I would
know.
say.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Come on, man. At the heat of the moment.
Yeah, it kind of a war grung that still.
Sting
No,
kinda
but you did mention name an artist, which I just
Yeah,
did.
but yes, but I want us to talk about in the heat of the thing. I don't think we can call that.
No,
Me
and
a talk
I'm not talking about
artists
in the
come out and
heat.
say, yo, them they physically talking because me, I don't value and like when an artist sing about things, me not really pre that. Me know the art and the craft. Me I talk about in conversation. Are these artists come out and disrespecting our elders? Because I'm saying sometimes we have talking points that are not necessarily rooted in facts, or we have evidence where it is just a talking point that we keep regurgitating. You get what I say? So that's why I'm asking you: is this based in evidence and facts? Because me watch enough of them. Me used to burn out enough of them young youth, to be honest. But then me start pre them. I'm gonna start listening to them and actually tapping into what's going on. I know my style of music because me grew with Cartel already and me grew with Idonia them already. But have we stopped to listen and to see? Because at that enough time, your mother they now come out and see what go on. Them just attack. They ain't give problem. And I realize that we are go through a lot of things and talk to us and have conversation to us and hear what was going on in our lives. Are we doing that with the young artists then?
All right. I mean, I hear your point, and I'm not even talking about the lyrics of the music.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the lyrics of the music. I'm talking about the day to day, the day to day. Man walk past veteran, and just walk past like I know nobody, like your germs. Like, did you know who you just walk past? You know who you just walk past? You know, hear the man. Do you know you can't even begin with your one hit, your two hit? We're hot right now. You
And him know
like you can't. Me not call no name because I not
But
get
may
name
I ask
up
you,
here
does
today.
he know who? The young youth know who?
Somebody,
You know what I'm
I don't.
asking. Again, me not pick up for them, you know, I'm
Artists
just
should be
saying,
big
you know.
enough to where you should have said, yeah man, yo King Heal, because that's somebody I got dead and 100 years from now, people still are gonna remember that's somebody they name you with the little two hit. Nobody now know you until you make a mark. You owe it to those people to have some damn respect. Me now, even a hip hop, you can walk past a Big Daddy Kane, a KRS One. You're not gonna walk past and people not be like,
Well,
oh man,
I'm gonna say,
respect.
let me, if I may interject, right where
Yes.
that statement is concerned.
Yes.
I'm gonna say this, and I think that's where Dwayne was. Why Dwayne had said something earlier. So if the artist, so get it. Everybody don't know who everybody is. Let's put that on the table,
They
right?
are kids.
Fact.
They don't
There
know.
are children
They don't know
who
the
have.
artist.
They don't. And then
They
even if
don't.
you walk past them, it's not for me. Me got enough places I'm gonna see people and me know who them is. It's not I don't have to hail anybody. I'm an artist and I can say that outrightly. Me know enough artists where people revere and then bad mind or artist clique. Me not ask you. I mean, not even want to have
So
the
it's
conversation
too weird.
there. Bad mind. No, me I gotta tell you right now, straight
Oh,
up.
man.
Bad mind with true. For me,
Oh,
I would
man.
never disrespect them because guess what? For me, today for you, tomorrow for somebody else. Me see them disrespect young artists. Me see them diss young artists who actually hold them in high regard. And when I saw that, it me lose off of them.
And that's disgusting too. And I'm upon that
it
too.
is, and it happens.
That is
but
disgusting.
It happens.
I'm
And if I
saying,
name the names, if I name the names with an S, you
Do not.
probably would be like, "Oh my gosh!"
Oh, trust
But
me,
I
I
would
know
never do
plenty
that
of
because
them.
it's not that serious to me.
All right, so we're gonna be fair and we're gonna say young artists respect your elder them.
The
Elders,
Elders respect the younger artists as well. Give
because
them their grace.
they're judging
Give
them
them
by their
grace.
craft too, They're judging them
I
by their
can tell you
content.
this. A lot of artists, I never know them until or see them until me start tour. Cause they not come to Jamaica. Enough
Michelle G,
artists, me
good
hear their name
evening.
all my life. I never see them.
NJ Jerkfest, good evening. LP, big up yourself, LP International. Unfortunately, guys, we only have 2 minutes to go before the show. Why on the lively today? But thank you all. Of course, fully endorsing the Beanie Man show coming up the 24th.
That's correct. Yeah.
The 24th of May inside UBS Arena. So far, me can't tell you nothing else. So not me I tell you no what me I tell you no. It's Beanie Man, Louis Culture, Christopher Martin, Lyrical, Alice Hines, and I forget who else. I can't mention it right now, and some other artists to be added, and that's going to be inside the UBS Arena. Want to make sure to come out for the thing and support it. Also, legend Bobby Channel 1 celebrating his 50th year in the business. 50 years in music next week Saturday. That's inside a Culture Palace, and that one is going to be one for the history books, of course, hosted by DJ Roy. Downbeat, and they're going to be 50 years of awards given, right? Downbeat, Sir Tommy, Jalife, Prince Lloyd, music by Johnny Bodyguard, Reggae Boys, Black Melody, my friend, LP International, Road International. Big niceness the night that that's next week Saturday inside of Culture Palace. From now until the next couple of weeks, I think every week, I think we're gonna have artists from the Beanie Man show. You never know where you're gonna see in the next upcoming 4 weeks. Thank you all for joining us. Doreen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I keep me not gonna dry you out again, I am gonna dry you out.
Definitely.
Keisha, you don't know. Rise Her Summit. Please go and follow RISEHER Summit, because you know if you did it, if you know did it, I don't know where you're there. You've got to be a part of Rise Her. Yes. Closing remarks.
Yeah, remember I have an artist that we have to the label right now, 17. So good artist.
What's the name of the artist?
17.
17.
People will just say 17, but it's 17. That's 17. I have a song you always remember. I send it to you, Stacey.
You send it to me, Lord. But bad man, you never look on it.
Long time. What you say?
Oh, in IG?
No, me send it to your email.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. I can't remember. See it? I bet you if in the tattoo here, you'd have place already.
Lady, first watch it. I bet you. All right, see if you not listen to it, you're going to bring you and your artist come on the show.
Yes,
watch.
Bud, ready.
Yeah, man. Keisha, thank you so much.
Ladies one just said that. Just listen to the song.
She said just listen to his song. Give me your social media and give me your artist social media.
All right, so mine is Dwayne Morris 876, DWAYNE Morris 876 on all social media, TikTok, all of the niceness there. And artist is 17 SEVANTEEN Music. Can find that everywhere.
Music.
17 Music everywhere.
Okay, and Keisha Martin, of course, we have Keisha Martin, and it's official Keisha Martin. Right, Keisha, it's official Keisha Martin.
Official Keisha Martin on all social platforms, and of course, Rise Her Summit. I'm going to follow the YouTube page, because over there, so the whole of the niceness and the upbeat.
Whoa, big music.
We're live, yeah.
You know what? And we're out of time, but me know, say you just did a remake of a bad song.
You have it already?
Me said the one, Keisha Martin, she bossy, you see, man. I tell you, listen, people, just go over there and make sure you follow. And we're back here next week, Wednesday, for another edition of Talk the Business. You don't know, we won't leave the conversation with a business who vex, we'll talk up the things. That's what we do. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you again next week. Everybody, stay blessed. Stay blessed.
All right, see you.
Thank you. Tony, you don't eat, you get the itis. I'm on asleep. You sleeping for real?
One is knocked in.
Oh, he is knocked out.
He's knocked out.
Other than that. Oh, you're up. Okay.
What? Why not here?
I got these bathrooms so
Oh
bad.
my God. I was like, please don't take this stuff.
Robin.
20, you knock out your dream out 5 dream. You dream out 5 dream already.
You see one time you press play the dance, the ball go on dog.
Stick it up,
Me I
mister.
tell you,
Stick it up. Do you hear what I say?
song not even drop yet and them lock me off of IG.
Put you
I
in.
say you know IG are arms out.
Them out.
Ready?
You won't get no hurt, no.
Ready?